You know that feeling, right? You get a brand new computer, you're so excited, and then you find out that one critical old piece of software you absolutely rely on just won't work anymore. It is so frustrating. Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down a really clever solution that makes old applications run perfectly on modern machines. Let's get right into it.
So first, let's kind of set the stage. We've all been caught in what I like to call the software time trap. Technology just leaps forward at this incredible speed, but sometimes our most important applications, they just can't keep up. They get left behind, stranded in the past.
I mean, really think about it. That one program you use every single day. Maybe it's a custom-built tool for your job or just an old favorite you know inside and out. You upgrade your operating system and poof, it's gone. It just won't launch and you are totally stuck. And here's the core of the problem, right? Your legacy app, it was built for a completely different world. It expects to see something like Windows XP. But your shiny new computer, it's running the latest, most secure version of Windows 11. The two just don't speak the same language. So what on earth do you do? Okay, this is where things get really, really clever. Instead of trying to force the app to change or messing with your new operating system, we introduce this amazing concept, the application bubble. It's such a simple and elegant way to solve what is a very, very messy problem.
So the technology that actually makes this happen is called Omnisa ThinApp. Now, the official definition is an agentless application virtualization solution. I know that's a mouthful, but all it really means is that it wraps up an app into its own little world, and it does it without you having to install any extra software on your computer.
But let's break that down even more. What does that actually mean for you and me? It's simple. ThinApp literally puts your entire application, all its files, all its weird little settings, inside its very own protective bubble. This bubble creates, well, total isolation. Inside of it, the application is perfectly happy. It thinks it's running on its original operating system, like Windows XP. It has no idea that the modern world of Windows 11 is right outside. And because of that, there are absolutely no conflicts. So how is this magic bubble actually created? You'd think it has to be incredibly complicated, but the process is, honestly, beautifully simple. Let's take a quick peek behind the curtain and see how it works. It's really just a simple three-step process. First, the pre-scan takes a snapshot of a clean system before you've done anything. Second, you just install your old application like you normally would, and a second scan figures out every single file and registry key that changed. And finally, you just click Build. And the result? Well, that's the real magic. ThinApp takes all of those changes and packages them into a single file, an executable file. The entire application, its files, its settings, everything is now inside one self-contained unit. It's ready to run absolutely anywhere. Okay, so this is the crucial part. What can you actually do with these application bubbles? What is the real-world payoff for doing all this? Let's get into it. The benefits here are just fantastic. First, you get that total isolation we talked about, which means no more software conflicts. Because it's agentless, you don't have to install anything extra on your computer, which is a huge relief for IT departments. And that leads directly to the next benefit, ultimate portability. When you put all this together, it makes migrating to a new OS like Windows 11 so much easier. Let's just zoom in on that idea of portability for a second, because this is a total game changer. Your application is no longer chained to the one machine you installed it on. It has been set completely free. What does that mean? Well, it means you can take that single application file, drop it on a USB drive, walk over to literally any compatible Windows computer, plug it in, and just double-click. The app just runs. No installation, no fuss. It just works. Or think about this for a big company. You can place that one file on a network share. Instantly, anyone with access can run the application right from the network. This completely gets rid of the need for local installations on hundreds of machines. It totally changes how you deploy software. Okay, here is a perfect real-world example. Let's say your company has this ancient but critical internal website that only works with an old, insecure version of Internet Explorer. That's a huge security headache. But with ThinApp, you just package that old browser into a bubble. Your team uses it only for that one specific website, while everybody else uses a modern, safe browser like Chrome or Edge for everything else. Problem solved. No conflicts, no security risks. So when you step back and look at the big picture, what does this all really mean? This technology isn't just a clever fix for today's problems. It actually points to a completely different way of thinking about the entire life of our software.
And that leaves us with this one really powerful question to think about. What if your most critical software never had an expiration date? What if you could just perfectly preserve it and carry it forward with you forever, no matter how much the technology around it changes? That's the future that this kind of virtualization makes possible.